Hey guys, welcome to day 136, and it is Spirit Week. Okay, so this week, every day, we're going to have something new to do in class. Something to keep it fun, something to keep it exciting, and today is Model Day. So get your fancy clothes out and get ready to learn. All right, let's get it started. Today for ELA, our focus is figurative language. Now, I'm an expert at figurative language. You're an expert at figurative language, so this should be easy peasy lemon squeezy. So let's get started with our PDN. Now, we know when we do the PDN, we press pause. So go ahead and press pause, and when we come back, I'll be ready to help you get this done. Okay, welcome back. Our first passage is entitled Siblings. Molly and Matt are siblings. Everybody thinks Molly is a real peach. She has many friends and is always busy doing things to help her family. Matt is a night owl, so he sleeps in all morning. He never helps his family do chores around the house. Matt always gets in trouble. What type of figurative language is being used in the passage above? So, I want to pinpoint a few things. Number one, it says that Molly is a real peach. That sounds like figurative language. To me, I'm going to go ahead and highlight that. And then if I go along in the story, it says that Matt is a night owl. So I'm going to highlight that too. Now, it's not a hyperbole because it's not a major exaggeration. It's not personification because there's no object being used in a human way. And it's not alliteration. Even though we have Molly and Matt, which sound the same at the beginning, we don't have several M words within the passage. So the last two that we're working with and that we're eliminating are simile and metaphor. So we know that a simile is using the keywords like or as. So we can eliminate that one. So we can go through all of these and eliminate, and we end up with our answer, metaphor. So make sure you highlight the right answer, and let's keep it moving. Our next passage is our babysitter. Our babysitter is the best. She has dark brown hair and is pretty as a picture. Sometimes she will let us have a late night snack if we're good. The only bad thing about our babysitter is that she watches us like a hawk. We can never get away with anything. What type of figurative language is being used in this passage? So, if I go through each line, the first thing that sticks out to me is that it says that she has dark brown hair and is as pretty as a picture. Sounds figurative to me. Next, if we continue to read on, it says that she watches us like a hawk. So let me go ahead and highlight that one. Now, we have two different areas. Is as pretty as a picture. I hear as. She watches us like a hawk. I hear like. So it has to be a simile because we're hearing the words like and we're hearing the words as. So if you chose A for number one and B for the second passage, you are on the right track to being a champion at figurative language. Flip the page. Okay, let's get started with our vocabulary. For vocabulary word work, we will be using prefixes. Those are at the beginning of the word. And suffixes. Those are at the end of the word. And the root word. Those are the words that are the meat of what's going on. Okay, so a prefix is an affix placed at the beginning of the word. Now, the root word is a word that does not have a prefix or a suffix added. Now, when we go down to our graphic organizer, we have to make sure that we keep in mind the rules of prefixes, suffixes, and root words. When we think about those three things, we know that one part has meaning and the other part has meaning as well. Now, when we go down, we have mid. That is our prefix. Next, we have night. That is our root word. When we mix them together, we create the word midnight. Midnight, as defined in the dictionary, means middle and the time from sunset to sunrise. So if we think about night, we know it's dark. Now, when we put those two meanings together, we create the definition of the word midnight. When I looked in the dictionary, it let me know that the definition of midnight is 12 o'clock at night. It's dark outside, and usually that's when we're all asleep. Now, if we're looking for synonyms of the word midnight, we would have to find something that means the same. Who can tell me where we find synonyms and antonyms? Okay, I hear you. We look those words up in the thesaurus. So let me get out my handy dandy thesaurus so I can make sure that I'm letting you know the correct answers. Okay, I thought of some things after I found the information in the thesaurus. And the first thing that I read was that the synonym for midnight is 12 o'clock. Another definition or synonym for midnight is dead of night. Now, if we were looking for antonyms, that would be the opposite. So I found morning. Afternoon to be antonyms of midnight. Now, if we were to create a sentence using the word midnight, I would write, but you can make up your own sentence. The kids were all in bed before midnight. Make sure you underline your word. All right. Okay, let's go down to our illustration. Now, what I need you guys to do is to explain the illustration. Now, there are a few things. You see Z's, that means somebody's asleep. You see a clock, it says 12 o'clock, and you see it's dark outside and the moon. So I can explain that it, capital I, looks like midnight because it is dark outside and the clock says 12 o'clock. All right, guys, flip the page. It's time for more equals. This is where I show you things that are new or how to review a certain skill. So today we're going to be reviewing what writers use, and writers use figurative language to make stories more exciting and fun to read. So let me get that in there. Figurative language is when words are used to give a different meaning than its literal meaning. There are, who remembers from last week, 6 types of figurative language. The first 2 we're going to review are simile and metaphor. So, a simile is a comparison of 2 different things using the words like or as. For example, on her first day of school, Janelle was as cool as a cucumber. Now, when we move down to metaphor, a metaphor is a comparison of 2 different things that do not use the words like or as. So here's our example. Janelle has a heart of gold. They're comparing her heart to gold. Flip the page. Let's go down. We have more passages. Jim and Kelly. Jim and Kelly are getting married in 2 months. Jim loves to compliment Kelly. He always says, "You are my sunshine." Sounds like we can use that. Kelly is a singer, and Jim always says that her voice is music to his ears. Kelly loves when Jim compliments her. She thinks that Jim is a catch. So we got "You are my sunshine." We have Jim is a real catch. And we have her voice is music to his ears. Those are 3 examples of a figurative language device. So which one? It's not a hyperbole because it's not an exaggeration. It's not personification. It's not alliteration. Is it simile or metaphor? Now, if we roll back, we know that similes use the words like or as. You are my sunshine. Her voice is music to his ears. Jim is a real catch. We have no mention of either word like or as, so we know that our answer is A, metaphor. We're on a roll, so let's hit this second passage. Dancing team. Yesterday was a dance recital for Parkview Elementary School. Marcus and Julia were a dancing team. Marcus thought that dancing was not his cup of tea, but Julia was as graceful as a swan. Together, they received second place in the partner dancing category. So I went ahead and highlighted the important things for you in this passage, and we have to answer the question, what 2 types of figurative language are being used in the passage above? We have dancing was not his cup of tea. His dancing is being compared to something not being his thing. And Julia is as graceful as a swan. Her grace is being compared to that of a swan. So would that be metaphor and simile? Would it be alliteration and personification, or would it be hyperbole and rhyme? Well, we're experts at metaphor and simile, so we know that the answer is metaphor and simile. So it's time for independent practice, guys. Let's make sure we show what we know when we move on to the independent practice. Make sure you submit your exit ticket and you're all done for the day. Have a great day.